influences and the anxiety that are actually real, right? Not just like
Mhm.
what people
Sure
think
do.
is there, right? It's actually real, right? And I think that I was talking to a group of guys a couple weeks ago, and so it was a group of older white men that were very typically from this style of, just a very specific style of living and jobs and all that stuff, right? Just
Mhm.
very not fixed mindset per se, but just very used to one way of doing it. And I was like, well, I said, here's the biggest thing that I would encourage you with these younger kids. That's one of the biggest things I've noticed. And one of the guys that erupted, and he goes, is that they they're lazy. They just want everything handed to them. And I was like, no, not at all. He's like, they're just entitled. I'm like, no, not at all. I said, let's walk through a scenario, right? When you were, well, some of these guys are 60, right? 50, 60 years old. I said, in your time frame, right? When somebody would talk mess about you, you'd meet them before school and you'd handle it one way or the other. Either you got handled or he got handled. One way or the other, somebody got handled, right? And like that was kind of it. And if you either a lot of times you just fought it out and you were done and it was okay. You were cool with the guy after that. I said, well, now what happens is, like somebody sends a picture to one person, and the next thing they know, 10,000 people see it, right? Then the next day, it's turned into they're this, and now they're being called into the principal's office because they're a terrorist, right? And it's like, that's a whole lot different than what you were going through when
For
you were
sure.
going through. Now, is it worse? Is it better? I don't, it's none of those adjectives. It's just a reality of that, right? I was
Well,
like, and then if that guy says, "Hey, I want to handle it," he's going to get a charge, and he's going to get kicked out of school and go to an alternative school, which is always going to be on his. He's always going to be said he graduated from X high school, which is an alternative learning high school, and it's like that's a little different. That's a little bit different than just what had to go through, right? And it doesn't mean it's worse. It doesn't mean it's better because I do think there is some sense of entitlement, right? I do. Um, but I think